Can you understand me?
Can you understand me clearly?
I can understand you.
Is it the subtitles?
Yes, I think so.
The biggest problem with subtitles is that they create a psychological division. You select a movie and you select the English language. This means you are determined to understand this language. But then you turn on the subtitles, which automatically tells your brain you don't feel ready to actually understand this language. So now you have two literally opposite thoughts. In other words, if you use subtitles, you're actively blocking your progress. But don't worry, my friend, don't be scared, because in this video I'm showing you exactly how to get rid of them. Step number 1. Without subtitles, I feel lost. First of all, it's okay. You're not alone. There are a lot of people in your stage. A good 90% of the people I helped throughout the years all started from the first stage. If you're in this first stage, a thing that really works is motivational videos. This is because, first of all, well, because of the content, because they are there to motivate people, and when you're in this stage, my friend, you really need some motivation.
You keep standing. No matter how rough the sea, you keep standing. No matter what, you don't give up. You keep standing. No matter what.
That's where the work is. See, anybody can feel good when they have their health, their bills are paid, they have happy relationships. Anybody could be positive then.
If you want it, go get it.
Motivational videos, like 90% of them, contain subtitles, and they're right over the middle of the page. This allows you to understand the words, understand what's going on, and listen to the pronunciation. And if motivational videos are not your thing, then you can try with YouTube Shorts.
What if all people lived in one building? A building of this size could already house all 8.4 million residents of New York City.
I refuse to spend money on two things. Number one, I think everyone knows, is coffee. I think it's absolutely ridiculous, the markup of coffee.
80 or 90% of YouTube Shorts are actually with subtitles. The good thing about them is that they follow exactly what the person is saying at the very moment the person is saying it.
By raise of hands, how many of you would go out to a deer and say, you know, you really need to learn how to be by yourself?
This means that every word you listen is exactly the same word that you see on the screen. And this is good. If you really need to have subtitles, this is probably the best solution. Lastly, if you're a person that really likes to understand new things, loves to get to know how the things work, then documentaries are for you, my friend.
Earth. A very special place to live.
The heat is overwhelming. Hippos can't sweat, but they do secrete a thick, oily, reddish fluid.
They usually have a pretty slow pace. The voice is usually quite slow as well. But unfortunately, these kind of videos often have a voiceover. This means that you can't see the person that's speaking.
In western Alaska, both in spring and as now in autumn, salmon, having left the ocean, swim up rivers to reach their ancestral spawning grounds.
But if you follow my suggestions, you're not gonna stay on this stage for a long time. And actually, you'll soon be ready for pushing the like button. I'm just joking. But actually, if you like this video and you find it very useful, do push the like button. This will definitely help this video to spread around and to be useful to other people, just like it's being useful for you. And now, seriously, let's go with the next stage. I only understand a few words. Here, my friend, you start to understand a little bit of what's going on. You perceive a few phrases maybe, and usually what you recognize are words you already know, words you are already familiar with. If you're in this stage, there's nothing better than watching sitcoms or TV cartoons.
Hey guys. Hey. All right. Here's the ring. Yes. Yes, 1,000 times yes.
It's time for the last game of the night, Trivial Pursuit.
Oh man, I hate Trivial Pursuit. Always makes me feel so stupid.
More stupid than that time you locked your keys out of the car?
Damn it! Hey! Somebody!
They are usually made of a lot of episodes. Dialogues are often very simple, the characters are predictable, the stories are predictable, so basically they're very easy to follow. You grow attached to the characters, and this really helps you to create an emotional connection with the language, which is another key point, by the way, to learn English. Alright, next one. I understand many words, but can't link the ideas together. This is another very common stage, my friend. Many people are here, so if you are part of them, you're not alone. And the solution is right here on YouTube. You only need to watch tutorials, any kind of tutorials. Why are they so important? When you are actually listening and then doing, you're going to experience the sound connected to the action. And the aftermath of a sound and an action is an emotion. And that's what really makes you understand a language. If I say jump and you're not jumping, you still understand the word jump, but you don't connect it emotionally with the action. But if you are watching a video, maybe you are watching a video on how to build better leg muscles, for example, and you do what the instructor is saying, you're going to connect the action with the word jump. And this is when you create that indissoluble link between a word and its meaning. Say that you love cooking, you're going to find a lot of videos that talk about recipes. You love DIY, which is the ability to build things yourself, you're going to find probably millions of channels dedicated to DIY. If you love design, you're going to find a lot of tutorials on how to use Photoshop. That's another great thing because it's going to teach you a lot of vocabulary and you're going to do that in practice. That's going to make you grow a lot and very fast. So much so that don't feel strange if you're going to find yourself to the next stage. I understand enough, but only by watching the images. When I say images, I mean that maybe you're watching a movie and you understand what's going on because you see what's there, you see the picture.
Say it louder! I've abandoned my child! I've abandoned my child!
For example, you understand that somebody said something in an angry voice because you see the angry face, you see the angry tone, but you don't actually understand what the person has said. So if you're in this stage, you know already a lot of words. And it's finally time to actually start watching a movie.
Congratulations, son.
I'm proud of you.
Now you're ready. So you want to begin with comedy movies.
We're going to Greece.
Oh, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4!
And by we, I mean the whole family. Who wants souvlaki?
Paging Souvlaki. Anybody by the name of Souvlaki on this flight?
Movies that are simple, predictable, and easy to understand. The plot is not complicated. The story behind the storyline follows a very predictable path. This allows you to understand immediately what's going on. You won't get lost in it. So you can focus on exactly what the dialogues are saying. But trust me, my friend, you're not gonna stay in this stage for long, because the next one is very close to it. I understand most of it, but I feel like I'm missing some key elements. Well, in this case, my friend, look no further than thriller movies.
Dad, there was this RV and they were playing on it. We thought there was someone inside.
You wait here. I couldn't find them.
In thriller movies, dialogues are often the most important parts because that's when you understand who's the killer or who is the real psychopath in the situation or whatever other storyline you're following. Once you start to get used to this language, you're going to recognize a lot of language patterns, repeating and repeating over and over.
We're tight, but frankly, there's a lot of windows up here.
There's a lot of fire coming from the right side of that deflection tower.
There's a lot of talk about it, sir.
This means that basically you can predict what's going on, what the person is saying, how the person will react.
All right, so listen, why don't you give me a call when you want to start taking things a little more seriously?
There, it's done. Why don't you try it?
Why don't you leave them alone?
And all of this will definitely serve your purpose, which means you're ready for the next stage. I understand enough, but I can't understand jokes. This is another very common stage to find yourself in. If you're in this stage, means you already know the language pretty well, but haven't really lived it. So the best way, my friend, is to watch some stand-up comedy.
I phoned my grandmother to tell her that I'd be working on The Daily Show, and she was really excited. She was like, "Woo, Trevor, I'm so happy for you."
Comedians give you a perfect image, a perfect picture of what that country is and what the jokes that are appreciated in that country are. This is how your vocabulary is gonna grow, probably with a lot of slang and a lot of terminology you wouldn't learn otherwise.
I snatched the phone, he broke down. He said, "Come on, daddy, don't do me like that." He started moving, "Don't do me like that, daddy." He said, "Take my leg instead, take my leg." What?
And lastly, if you feel confident and you can follow the story along, then you are definitely ready for TV series and epic movies.
Haven't you ever wondered what else is out there? There's wonders in this world beyond our wandering.
You made it, my friend. This is the last stage. Once you get to actually understand TV series, movies, long, complicated, intricate, you don't have this problem anymore. But what if you did all these steps I just told you, yet you can't actually speak it? If that sounds like you, I recommend you to watch this video right here, where I show you exactly why this happens and how to solve this very common problem. I'll meet you there. Cheers!